समृद्ध भारत चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स एंड इंडस्ट्रीज का दिल्ली में बहुत ही भव्य प्रोग्राम इंडियन इंटरनेशनल सेंटर में दिनांक 3 अप्रैल 2022 रविवार को संपन्न हुआ। SBCCI यानी कि समृद्ध भारत चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स एंड इंडस्ट्रीज सब की क्या है, इसके क्या उद्देश्य हैं और भविष्य में ये युवाओं के लिए किस प्रकार से लाभकारी हो सकता है, इन सभी महत्वपूर्ण विषयों पर सबकी के चेयरमैन मिस्टर RS चौहान जी ने अपनी बात विस्तार से रखी। सबकी के इस प्रोग्राम में RS चौहान जी ने क्या कुछ कहा, आइए सुनते हैं।
Honorable Justice Shri S.R. Yadav Sir, Retired Justice Allahabad High Court, Respected Shri B.K. Prasad Sir, Respected Sachan Sir, Vivek Sir, Subhas Arya Sir, सुंदरपाल सर और हमारे जो बड़े सूत्रधार हैं श्री अनिल मीना सर, श्री OP सिंह साहब और मैं सारे बड़े ऑफिसर जो यहाँ पर हैं, प्रोफेसर श्री रतनलाल सर, सबको मेरा जय भीम, नमो बुद्धाय, जय भारत, जय संविधान। Sir, I am highly grateful and thankful for your benign presence to grace this very important occasion for discussing participation of the Bhausankhya contractors in procurement and other contracts for major works. Sir, it is said that India is a rich country inhabited by poor people. It has happened over a long period of time and seems to be a result of economic policy formulations. It has not happened like anything. We have seen that the so-called meritorious business class, who were given thousands and thousands of crores on a meager rate of interest with a 15 or 20 years of moratorium, I think are responsible for a very huge amount of NPH. And that can be called, how can we call them meritorious or even honest? It's a big question. If we talk about equality or economic justice or ask for equal opportunity, then the other industrialists of Bhaushankar Samaj should also be equally treated for providing loans on meager rate of interest and similar time period of moratorium for 15 years and similar all-round development. If we take it as it is, development of the country to be done, then it is to be done. It has to be done. Because in spite of the constitutional provisions of securing economic justice, the gap between rich and poor is increasing so much so that the poor is getting even more poor and the rich is getting even more richer. It is estimated that out of the yearly estimated contracts valued around 40 lakhs, the Bhaushankar people of our country gets only a meager share of around 1.5 to 2 lakh crores only, which will not in any case be called to be in the line of the slogan of development for all. It gives me immense pleasure while interacting with the eminent business personalities present here who have charted their journey out of all odds and all whirlwinds and all around them. Business is not easy for our people. It is very difficult, very, very difficult. It is known to everybody that the progress and prosperity very much depends upon business and more so on business opportunities, the business environment, and business prominently the perspective of individual. The perspective of individual developed or restrained to be developed over a long period of time. The perspective of business is developed or restrained to be developed. So I think there is a truth in this that Bahusankhak perspective, business perspective, has been restrained over a long period of time in so many ways, which may be a separate issue for discussion. Although there are various chambers of commerce, as you are aware of, and industrial registered and functioning since long, since last 100 years, like FICCI, CII, SOCHM, but it has been experienced that these chambers have worked for and have been working largely for the benefits of the trading class and has become class specific. That is why there has been a need to set up organization like this, Sbcci. The economic development in the country has been very much tilted, and the gap between the rich and poor has widened alarmingly, deepened like a great canyon. But most importantly, the economic development in the country has been shocking inequality between the 10% Alpsankhyak communities high up in the social hierarchy and the 90% Bahusankhyak communities who are mainly the SCs, STs, OBCs, including Muslims, Buddhists, Sikhs, Isais. They are all at a receiving end. Bahusankhyak communities are mostly engaged in traditional occupations like agriculture and allied activities and artisans. The 90% resources of the country are controlled by 10%, and as per the latest survey, 73% of resources are in the hands of 1% only. This is the latest. Even in this 31st century India, poverty is considered and also propagated as destiny. Naseeb hai, takdeer hai. But in fact, people are made poor and even poorer for the poorest through a systematic, strategic, planned way, through deliberate formulations. It is ignorant and unkind people who call poverty as destiny of the masses. किसी ने कहा है जालिम और जाहिल लोग गरीबी को तकदीर का नाम देते हैं. It has been seen that while agriculture, dairying, horticulture, rural artisans, etc. have become professions of negative returns, even with so-called subsidies of the government. But at the same time, people and communities engaged in the trade of these agricultural and allied sector produce have become prosperous. The prosperous communities have also diversified their generation actions and survive in professions of high income and returns such as public procurement, trading, import-export, industries, financing, mining, technology and communications, executive jobs in public and private sectors, etc. Many unjust, artificial and man-made entry barriers in the high return giving professions avenues have been made or evolved, which is mostly against the entry of Bahusankhyak Samaj in these sectors of economy. These are mainly in the form of financial requirements, experience criteria, rules and guidelines of central and state governments, etc., the low levels of awareness, education, traditional knowledge, skills and expertise among the Bahusankhyak Samaj to diversify and venture into new fields of economic activities have been other major reasons that economic prosperity has left them largely untouched. Our vision must be to make our country, that is Bharat, a developed and prosperous country in which all sections of society have just and fair share in resources, wealth, and prosperity of the country according to their capabilities, diligence, and population. Our mission is to transform the sectors such as agriculture and allied sector, employing huge population of Bahusankhyak Samaj as professions giving substantial positive returns while maintaining dignity of labor, and also aid and guide the surplus manpower to take up employment and business activities in secondary and tertiary activities and get good returns on their investment. The Bahusankhyak communities can build upon their traditional areas of strength, such as hard-working family tradition, traditional knowledge, skills and expertise of agri and allied professions, and raw material base of goods and services produced by their forefathers, and combine it with the modern knowledge, modern technology, and managerial skills to get high returns and better living standards for themselves as well as future generations. Sir, I am sure that today's seminar with the suggestions and technical experts and guidance and words of wisdom by special guests and dignitaries will go a long way to increase participation of Bahusankhyak contractors in public procurement. Thank you very much.